no stigma. We should really work with a lot of compassion and care. I think that actually is being brought in here by engaging a lot of the community institutions, faith institutions. It's so important for us. In fact, this is a sort of topic all the Rangbashnongs and the darbars and the villages are actually talking, on how actually we can really support and do these things, in a very effective way. So this is the second thing. The third one is the how do you actually regulation? How do we actually strengthen our regulation? Because we are in a zone, we are in a golden triangle, they call it, in the drug trafficking. How do we actually stop it? So again, it requires police has been taking enormous proactive steps. I think they are actually catching, burning, and you understand like how much actually effort is being done by them, and they also require a lot of support. That's why the VDPs are being strengthened, and now we also which was done in Kerala. So that's something that our MD went and he saw that one, and maybe the police also will initiate student police cadets, so that like there is a more coordination between the young people and the police in terms of actually regulation. So these are some of the things that actually the state has been doing. I think I will hear more from our chief guest about what actually we are going to do, but I would like to wish everyone that I think we should continue these efforts, and this is something that everyone is looking at it. In fact, I'm just telling you, one of my colleagues who worked earlier here in Meghalaya, he's in Haryana. He says that like every other day they see one death. So due to drug substance thing. So it's like in one district where he's working. So and they are looking for fact when they looked at who is doing the more systematic and innovative work, they found Meghalaya. So they're asking like how actually this what is this dream mission is being done. So my point is that like in one district where he's working. So I think that gives tremendous hope that we will be able to overcome and create a good model not only for the state but the whole country. With these few words, I would like to thank everyone, and Kublai Shibun and Mithila. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for those insightful remarks and for setting the tone for today's observance. To further highlight the initiatives and interventions being undertaken across the state, we will now watch a short video presentation by the Social Welfare Department and DREAM. May I request the technical team to kindly play the video presentation.
Yes, 3 years, DREAM has continued to strengthen prevention, rehabilitation, and community support across the state, bringing together government agencies, institutions, communities, and citizens in a shared mission.
Since the launch of DREAM in 2023, Meghalaya has taken bold steps towards becoming a drug-free state. As the only state in India with a dedicated mission against substance abuse, we have expanded treatment and rehabilitation facilities, strengthened prevention programs, introduced technology-driven support systems, and enhanced community participation in the fight against drugs.
Recovery is not the end of the journey, it is the beginning of a new one. Through DREAM, rehabilitation centers across Meghalaya are being strengthened through partnerships with ITI, MSSDS, and other vocational institutions, helping individuals rebuild their lives through skills, training, and meaningful opportunities. Today, rehabilitation support has expanded from 9 centers to 14 centers, with 4 additional centers underway. Through DREAM, counseling, awareness, and outreach programs continue to reach communities, schools, and faith institutions across the state. Together with partners including ITI, BIDS, DBTS, and MSSDS, DREAM is creating pathways towards recovery, rehabilitation, reintegration, and renewed hope.
Teng jonga di khawbar ani teng song sa ha mlika long menchwa bang di khna bang langop ha drugs kumbang ikan du gini sia ki ding bang dream ayu ki aki training ki baper nyo ka certificate tu te long ta kan sok ni phi bapen apply ki ni kam te bakat du sai siam pan ayu iblai te ka bakar pang ka new hope di addiction center ka bala ya rap shibu dinga te abang awan ni yo sibun ki jumentoi mar men kani bang la don ni ru tu la long kom volunteer ki ai kam na ne kan ki ai kam na bulan.
The fight against substance abuse is a shared responsibility through awareness campaigns, bike rallies, roadshows, counseling, workshops, vocational training, rehabilitation programs, and opportunities for reintegration. DREAM continues to empower individuals and strengthen communities across Meghalaya, because every life restored strengthens a family. Every family strengthened builds a community, and every community united brings us closer to a drug-free Meghalaya.
Anga gini rehabilitation center ang si dungaha bewal rehab program sekian ko mandaha kunu tunambaha serangan dau evisu enung ecem drug evisu enung ecem warang na namgupa chol dunga maina no ba dream project ni kata nama initiative rang kora baha government of Meghalaya through social welfare ni through kata gemna jerangan evisu ecem wani through nasong dakchakani ko mangen yang vocational training rang ko ba ranak ta mangen tuni jongopa nogopa ada thang abithang gemuk ko anseng jerangan pikir dong drugs abuse ng irong SM ganja abuse ng irong SM warang ko bayam na ang dream project ni kata bisong na nama upatya ni ko nakta mangen ang government of Meghalaya aro social welfare department longin mathelnas ka aro ya ko anai si ang ni akanin ko bunat thela.
Substance dependence is a health issue, not a moral failing. If drugs destroy lives, stigma destroys hope. Recovery begins with compassion, understanding, and support. Together, let us build a Meghalaya where seeking help is an act of courage. Recovery is celebrated, and every individual is given the opportunity to heal, rebuild, and live with dignity.
Thank you so much for the inspiring video. And the word that comes to my head this morning is all about change, change, and change. And I really don't know how relevant is this quote by Mother Teresa. She says, if you want to change the world, just go home and love your family. That's all. Okay, it's a beautiful quote by Mother Teresa. Ladies and gentlemen, it's our honor to introduce the Center of Evolution. It has been established as a dedicated rehabilitation center to provide structured care and support for individuals affected by substance abuse. May I now respectfully invite Dr. Thailen Panbo, President of Limpung, Ki Sengkantay, to elaborate further on the Center of Evolution. Ma'am. Sorry for the... Thank you so much.
Good morning, respected Chief Guests, Honorable Chief Minister Sir, Shri Conrad Sangma, Guest of Honor, Paul Lingdo, and Advisor to Social Welfare Department, all the dignitaries, officials, and invitees from all the different departments, and dear friends, colleagues, good morning, and really glad to be given this opportunity to present something which the Health Department. Our department consists of 3 directorates, and the 3 directorates together have come together as a joint directorate committee. And we know that there's a problem. There's a health problem, sir had already said in the video. It's a health problem, the epidemic issue. And we have in collaboration with members of different addiction recovery groups, the directorate and the recovery groups, and through this project, through the active support of our then principal secretary and now additional secretary, who's been pushing us and giving us sound advice, additional chief secretary Sir Sampat Kumar. We are finally reached on this day. So we are very happy to say that in a few days we will be operationalizing. This will come into operation at Reed Provincial Chest Hospital, Mauprem. It's a 25-bedded facility, the Center for Evolution. And it is a center where healing is being carried out by those who have healed. For once, doctors, we have stepped back, we've let our ego aside, and we are opening our mind to different methods of treatment of this dreadful disease of addiction. And so we have looked at the substance abuse. It's an epidemic. And we have looked at victims of substance abuse, but we've always forgotten that it's also the family that actually suffers a lot too. Initially, it's all about denial. How's your son? How's your daughter? Oh, how's your uncle? They're sick, they're having cold, cough, not well. But you're just aggravating the problem. And later when things go haywire, then the cover-up happens, then, the family members themselves becomes the victims. They become co-dependents, like we call it. And the whole family now suddenly suffers from it. So it's not an individualistic disease, it's a family disease, and sometimes it affects the entire community. And from the health department's point of view, we have realized that, okay, there's medication which can help for detox. There's medication that can do things, but there's certain things which was beyond our reach. People can come to hospitals and get detoxed and then go out, and in 4-5 months time, they're back to where they are. They require something divine intervention. And through our active, very close coordination with different members of the recovery groups in Shillong, we have founded this center. And this center will specifically be run by those who have been in recovery for a period long time. They have been in the darkness, and they're now in the light of sobriety. Now the dots that connect to is how did they do it? How did they go? Where did they do it? And what's all this? Sometimes we don't know, but they do know. So we are trying to integrate a camaraderie where you will pull those in darkness and bring them into the light. So this center. We're actually opening it only for the citizens of Meghalaya, and it is compulsory for each and every beneficiary who wants to be part of this project, but admitted in this facility, has to undergo detoxification at Shillong Civil Hospital. Then after that, they'll be taken to MIMHANS for psychiatric evaluation, and if they consider it. And also, when they're in detoxification phase, we have those. We are in the process of recruiting. Recoveries, counselors in recoveries, and together with a psychiatrist, they will identify a lot of our people who are suffering, those who still suffer, the one main important most criteria, which is the burning desire to stop and stay stopped. That is the criteria. And from what I've read in the literature, it says it's only a few who get into this program that we actually, the choice is actually yours. So, and once they're in the center, we feel like those who have family support are more important, because ultimately the aftercare, the support structure has to be there. So it's very important that we have to take this into consideration. And in this center, we are not going to provide any form of opioid substitution therapy or any form of oral substitution therapy. It is a center for where you want to stay stopped and remain stopped forever. So the key approaches, one of the key approaches is cognitive behavior therapy. So what we've realized is most of us who are in substance abuse, there's so much of negativity in your thoughts. There's no positivity. So how to bring that? We have to take off the trash and bring in something great. And motivational therapy, there are those who are in recovery for 10, 15 years. They will come and handhold those who are still struggling. Tell them about how they did it, how their lives are blooming now. Give them that source of inspiration and motivation that's very much needed. Relapse and prevention, there are always triggers. The 4 things that I was told was hunger, anger, loneliness, tiredness. But it's more elaborated. I think those in recovery will actually elaborate on this in the center. And the most important thing is the therapeutic duty assignment, which I'll talk about it later. Therapeutic duty assignment. This plays a very critical point in your healing process. But the center of all this is the 12-step recovery program. We have based it on this 12-step recovery program. So I'll be elaborating on that again. And we do also will be addressing trauma care. And a lot of us have maybe in our childhood or maybe in some point in time of our lives had some hidden trauma that could have precipitated our way towards addiction. That has to be found. And it is they themselves who have to find it in this center. The center is all about self-discovery. And we'll also be having yoga and meditation and all that. So what is this 12-step program? So the first step, there are 12 steps in it. I'll just give a brief of it. The first step is the most important step. It's honesty. It is so easy to say, yes, I'm a drug addict, yes, I'm an alcoholic. But to really accept that you're a drug addict and you're an alcoholic and you're actually under the control of some substance, that your life is totally under the control of that substance, is something totally different. The first step is if you're really honest with yourself. If you really feel that you've been under the grip and total control of the substance, that's your first step of healing. And then what happens when you accept? There is hope. Some have divine intervention, some have some form of higher power. We need that. That's what will be taught here. And later on, what do you do when you want to heal? You have to let go of the pain. So when you let go of the pain is you have to write it down. Moral inventory, your story before addiction, in addiction, and what you're going to do now. And at the same time, you will find in your stories where you write what are your defects, what are your shortcomings. And you'll also go about writing all the people that you had harmed in your addictive addiction. Your family members, your mother, your father, your children, your wife, your kids, everyone that you had harmed, you'll put down the list, your best friends, your teachers, whoever. And in the process, you will go and seek forgiveness. It's called making amends. And having had some form of health, some spiritual awakening, or for some matter of you're free from getting some freedom from your addiction, your next duty is to spread the message to others who are still suffering. But all these 12 steps have to be done on a daily basis. For an addict, it's one day at a time, sir. Today, you have to focus on staying away. Yesterday is gone. Cannot think about it. Tomorrow, we will think about tomorrow when tomorrow arrives. But for today, no. One day at a time. So, and we're not just going to keep them in this, have them have recreational activities. And what we're going to do here is, firstly, it's going to be very different. Yoga and meditation in the morning. We need spiritual and physical healing. So on top of that, there'll be reading sessions. Reading sessions is to know about the disease. Some of them don't know they have the disease, so they take it as their fault that they're addicted. But it's a disease. World Health Organization has already classified it as a disease. But the blame game always goes into the addict. I think all family members say, he doesn't have the willpower, or she doesn't have the willpower. It's not the willpower, it's a disease. We have to help each other. And in this also, we will be having the therapeutic duty assignment. Therapeutic duty assignment here means household chores. They will clean, they will wash the place, they will clean the clothes. This is about teaching them to get some self-esteem, how to take care of themselves. Let's face facts, they never took care of themselves when they were in active addiction. Now, the center, yes, we will help, but outside is the real battle. They will learn how to take care of themselves, how to love themselves. The most important thing is they'll be taught how to love themselves. If you love yourself, you'll take care of yourself and you'll avoid relapses. And then there'll be input sessions, which there's a full book, it's called the Big Book, which will be taught to them. And this is where they'll discover what the disease is all about. And there's a work paper where they'll have to work it out and then discover what they don't know about themselves. What was the hidden pain and the triggers that they have inside them. And something can be done about it together along with the counselors. And also, we're looking at moral inventory, daily moral inventory, because they have to know what is their thoughts, what is their actions, and what's the emotions. Are they aligned? And throughout the day, at night, before they go to sleep, they will be meditating, thanking God for thanking anyone for or appreciating themselves for being away from that substance for today, and asking for strength for the next day to be away again from the substance. So it's a one day at a time program. We're trying to imbibe this. This is going to be taught. Habit always develops in 21 days. We're keeping them for 40 days. So we're hoping that by 40 days, they'll be more than active and spread the message to others who are still suffering. And of course, Saturdays, we'll be having family therapies. Sunday will be an off day for them to self-reflect on themselves. So before I go any further, because I've come to the end of the slide, we know this is something which is very new. And we don't know, like the first step says, honesty. Honestly, we don't know whether it'll be a success or whether we'll fail, but there is hope. And when there's hope, we feel we can look at something. Now, step 4 and 5 says, shortcomings and mistakes. There will be mistakes, there will be challenges. And we are open to ideas and innovations. We're open to everyone telling us what we are wrong at and how we're running the center. We're open to it because we cannot be perfect. It's not a receipt for success. We are going to see through how it runs. And for that, we need your active support and guidance also in that matter. So I request everyone to actually support us and join us in this great journey of evolution. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sri Arwan, for that truly inspiring and insightful presentation on the Center of Evolution. We truly believe on the mission and vision of the center, and we wish you all the very best. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall now proceed with the presentation of token checks to partner organizations that continue to play an important role in prevention, rehabilitation, recovery, and community outreach efforts across the state. May I now request our Honorable Chief Minister to kindly present the token checks. I also request Shri Timothy D. Shira, along with Shri Paul Lingdo, Dr. Sampath Kumar, Shri Praveen Bakshi, Srimati Saloni Verma, Shri Francis Karshiing, to kindly join the Honorable Chief Minister on stage for the presentation ceremony. First off, we would like to begin with the presentation of token checks to the 4 newly supported rehabilitation centers. I would like to invite the representative from Achik Welfare Society, Tura. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a big round of applause? Next up, we have the Bridge Society in Nongstoin, Khasi Jaintia Presbyterian Assembly, Jowai, and Dream Solace, a Center for Hope and Recovery, Shillong, which will be managed by the Meghalaya Users Forum. A big round of applause for all the organizations. We shall now present a token check to Lamti Foundation Lightcore, an existing rehabilitation center that has recently received sanction support. Congratulations to all the recipient organizations. We thank them for their dedication and continued support. I request our dignitaries to kindly take their seats. Thank you so much. Do we have the Meghalaya's Users Forum, yes. We would also like to present the award to the KGP Center. KGP Center. Thank you so much. I request the dignitaries to kindly take their seats.
No, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. We now move to the presentation of certificates to our recovery champions. In recognition of your strength, resilience, and commitment to recovery, through your determination to overcome substance dependence and your dedication to leading a healthy and purposeful life, you have become an inspiration to others and a symbol of hope within the community. Your journey demonstrates that recovery is possible and that every individual has the capacity to rebuild their life with dignity, courage, and purpose. May I request Paul Lingdo, the Honorable Advisor to the Social Welfare Department, to kindly grace the stage to present the awards to the recovery champions, and I would read out their names. First and foremost, recovery champion, it's an honor and privilege to call him on stage, Shri M. Bhalang Marbanyang. Shri M. Bhalang Marbanyang, followed by Shri Fairness Kalla, Shri Walambha Maulong. A round of applause to the Recovery Champions Award. Shri Albinius Nongsiang, Shri Kelvin Purbot, Shri Kelvin Purbot, and may I invite Shri Nico Francis, Shri Bante Lakyang, Shrimati Magdalene Warba. Shrimati Magdalene Warba, followed by another recovery champion, Shri Yengskem Milliam Umlong, to be followed by Shri Savio Nonglang, Shri Kraubor Rani, Shri Pinshailang Karwanyang, Kumari Ivinia Marthong, Shri Marvin B. Warjari, Shri Herbert Im, last but not the least, Shri Davidson Shulai.
Congratulations to all the recovery champions. Can we have a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen?
Thank you, sir, very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, next up we have the Community Champions Award that goes to the Village Defence Party, VDP of Thatmut Longsi, under the leadership of its President, Shri Firstborn Sari, along with its dedicated members who have rendered valuable assistance to Pramer traffic checkpoint in the detection and seizure of 512 grams of heroin from a vehicle transporting the narcotic consignment on 28th September 2025. I request Dr. Sampath Kumar, IAS Additional Chief Secretary to the Government of Meghalaya, to kindly present this award.
Hey, kung kaway kayeng kasayam. Hey, ginom yapang ram.
The award goes to the Village Defence Party of Thadmutlong C, under the leadership of its President Shri Frisbon Sari. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a big round of applause? Thank you so much, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, next, the Outreach and Impact Award in recognition of your outstanding contribution towards substance abuse prevention through innovative community outreach, awareness initiatives, and sustained public engagement. Through your dedication, leadership, and commitment to empowering individuals and communities, your efforts have fostered greater awareness, strengthened resilience, inspired positive action, and contributed significantly to building safer, healthier, and drug-free communities. I humbly request Shri Praveen Bakshi, IAS Commissioner and Secretary to the Government Meghalaya Social Welfare Department, to kindly present the first 6 awards to these awardees. And the next 6 awardees, I would request Shri Francis Kharshing, retired IPS, Mission Director Dream, Meghalaya Shillong, to present the awards. I call out the list of awardees. Okay, I beg your pardon, there's a small change. First, it's the Bosco Integrated Development Society, Shillong. Followed by the Industrial Training Institute, Shillong. Don Bosco Youth Center, Shillong. Thank you, sir. I beg your pardon. I would have invited Shri Timothy Dishira, sir, if you can grace the stage and hand over these Outreach and Impact Awards. To be after Don Bosco Technical School, Shillong, we would request Helping Hands International NGO, Resabel Para. Japang NGO, Tura. Helping Hands International NGO, Resabel Para. Japang NGO, Tura. Morning Football Club, Tura. Sengkantay Nongra. Morning Football Club, Tura. Sengkantay Nongra. Thank you, sir, for doing the honors. We humbly request you to kindly take your seat. Thank you, sir. Timothy D. Shira. Yes, as I had named earlier, Sir Francis Kharshing, IPS, retired, to kindly do the honors and give away the awards to the Outreach and Impact Awards. So next, we would request on stage the Dorbar Shnong Nongra. A round of applause to these awardees, to be followed by Urban Mission KGP Sinot Nongston. Followed by Good Samaritan Society cum Counseling Center, Shillong. Last but not the least, Sengkantay Catholic, Shillong. Thank you very much, sir. You can kindly take your seat. Thank you very much.
Up next, we have the prize distribution for the best drawing and most likes. In recognition of your creativity, imagination, and commitment to spreading awareness against substance abuse through the theme Break the Cycle, #Stop Organized Crime, your artwork has effectively communicated a message of hope, prevention, and positive change, inspiring others to work towards a safer and drug-free future. May I request Srimati Saloni Verma, IAS Director, Social Welfare Department, to kindly present the awards. First off, we have the best drawing that goes to Hapila Aithihun Nongsage. And the award for most likes goes to Prisia Momin.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the important part of the program. We now move to the inauguration of the Recovery Track Portal. May I now respectfully invite our Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Conrad K. Sangma, to formally inaugurate the Recovery Track Portal by pressing the ceremonial launch button. Ladies and gentlemen,
end-to-end encrypted digital monitoring and recovery management system designed for rehabilitation centers and government hospitals in Meghalaya to streamline patient care, protect data privacy, and ensure transparent recovery tracking. A centralized, secure digital platform designed for unified patient recovery monitoring across Meghalaya. This platform bridges the gap between various care facilities, creating a single source of truth for a patient's recovery journey. A real-time interactive dashboard that aggregates and displays data from all empaneled rehabilitation centers and government hospitals. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Let us proceed with the next segment. Over to you.
thank you very much, Shraddha. We now move to the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding. The Memorandum of Understanding will be signed between the Social Welfare Department, DREAM, and Sewa Inland Tura. May we request the representatives of the respective organizations to kindly come forward for the signing ceremony. The Memorandum of Understanding will be signed between the Social Welfare Department, DREAM, and Sewa Inland Tura. I think we consider this as a historic occasion on this very August day. Can we have a round of applause? Thank you very much. We will now have the token check presentation to Sewa Inland Tura. I would request our Honorable Chief Minister to kindly do the honors, sir. If you can kindly grace the stage and present the check presentation to Sewa Inland Tura. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you and congratulations to all stakeholders. involved in this important collaboration.
It is our honor to invite Shri Paul Lingdo, Honorable Advisor to the Social Welfare Department, Government of Meghalaya, to address the gathering.
Good morning, friends. Our esteemed chief guest and the Chief Minister of the State, Mr. Conrad K. Sangma, Mr. Timothy D. Shira, Senior Member of the Cabinet, my colleagues in the State Assembly, Renek Tan, Bjorn, Soon, Dr. Sampath Kumar, Additional Chief Secretary, who has been proactively at the forefront of various initiatives, including DREAM, Francis G. Karshiying, Mission Director DREAM, Mr. Aditya, IG CID, members of the civil society, NGOs, ki dot Shillong kat ki balak penyedon ringkat kini ke step, members of the media fraternity, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody has said, hold fast to dreams. For if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. Today, 3 years down the line, I am happy to say that DREAM is just not an acronym in the dictionary of the government of Meghalaya, but that we have gone a long way to proactively address the challenges of drug and narcotics trade and addiction in our state. Of course, as the saying goes, the biggest room in this world is the room for self-improvement. But I am happy to see that through our convergence, coordination, and conversation between the important line departments, we are inching close to what we aspire and have dreamed. Today, I can cite the example of an area I'm most familiar with, the West Shillong constituency. 2 Dorbar Shillongs of Nong Sokpo Apomoprem, who have faced the brunt of trafficking for years together, have come up together to form the Village Defense Party, get themselves registered with the police department, and the volunteers, including the Kongs, are actively patrolling their locality every single day. One of the kingpins of drug trafficking in the area is today behind bars under PITS and DPS. But more than that, the area I live in, Lower Mauprem, where clusters of young people would sit around and indulge in sniffing and other activities, 98% of them have moved to the futsal ground where they play football till 11 p.m. That is the story of transformation that we have been able to bring. I'm proud to say that just last week, I had conversations with Francis. I had conversations with the SPANTF, and I could see that determination very clearly in their demeanor. And this raises confidence that with the Chief Minister proactively leading the team, we will prevail. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Somebody has mentioned, I think it was Dr. Sampath, who mentioned about the Golden Triangle that we are close to. On our east, we have the Golden Triangle, Myanmar and its Golden Triangle. And on the west, we have the Golden Crescent, both of which are hotspots that nurture and make narcotics trade not just another business, but the survival mode. But we belong to Meghalaya, which also has the golden ladder, Kajiki and Ksiara. The golden ladder of Meghalaya has survived British colonialism, has survived the partition. We have survived the Indo-Chinese War. We have survived hegemony by our larger state. And why can't we survive something which in comparison, it's much less in dimension and size? But friends, I'd like to say this and put this forward before the leader of the team, our Honorable Chief Minister, that there is need for us to ensure that we tighten up where convergence and coordination is concerned. Because the fight is multi-pronged, and we need the various departments, the Department of Social Welfare, Home Police, Health, Education, Civil Society, to all come on one and single page. Our youths are a source of energy, like a river that flows with huge potential and energy. That river can be utilized to generate electricity. But if not guided properly, that river can destroy all the crops and all the lands around it. Therefore, let us channelize properly. Today, I believe that apart from addressing the various issues and problems, it is also important, and I think we are on the right track, diverting our youthful energy into music and sports. Nothing can make a person high as music and sports. Let us keep that message, spread it around, and make sure that Meghalaya emerges a victor and never a victim. Thank you. Kuble Shibun Mitala.
Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request your attention to the screen as we present a special anti-drug message from Rich Balang Kharshieng. He is a JEE Advanced 2026 topper who secured All India ranking 2626 and ST rank 15. Please join us in welcoming his message.
This is my message to all the youth out there. On the occasion of International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, I urge each and every one of you to stay away from drugs and any form of substance abuse. Youths are the strength, hope, and future for our nation. Your dreams, talents, and potentials are too valuable to be destroyed by these addictions. Drugs may appear attractive for a moment, but they lead to serious physical, mental, social, and emotional consequences. They rob individuals of their health, happiness, relationships, and their ambitions. The strongest person is not the one who gives in to peer pressure, but the one who has the courage to say no to these addictions. Choose a life filled with purpose, education, health, and happiness over these harmful influences. If you or someone you know is struggling with these substance abuse, do not hesitate to ask for help. Ask it from your parents, teachers, counselors, or trusted adult. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength. Let us all pledge today to build a drug-free society where every young person can grow, succeed, and spread awareness, support those in need, and create a healthier and brighter future. Say no to drugs and say yes to life. Thank you.
Thank you so much to Rich Bhalang for that truly inspiring message. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our distinct honor and privilege to invite Shri Conrad K. Sangma, Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, to address the gathering. It will also be followed by the administration of the pledge. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
Our respected Minister for Tourism, Shri Timothy D. Shira, our advisor to the Social Welfare Department, and my dear friend, Paul Lingdo, our advisor to the Home Police Department, Renington Tonkar Lingdo, all my colleague MLAs who are present out here today, all our officials from different departments, different stakeholders in this entire mission that we have in front of us, ladies and gentlemen. At the very outset, I would like to thank each and every one of you for taking your time and being part of this very, very important program that we are having today. I also would like to thank all of you, not just for attending the program today, which is very easy, I should say. I thank you for the countless days and hours that you have spent in your own way to make this mission a success, to be able to touch different lives of individuals who are struggling, to be able to make a difference in their lives and in the lives of their family members, and do your bit to help our society, our people, and our state to become better, to move forward in a positive direction. And no effort is small. Every single effort that is put into this very, very difficult problem that we are facing is something that adds to the larger objective that we all are trying to achieve. I also thank Social Welfare Department
for the wonderful work, the Dream Mission, our coordinator and director and others, for having made this mission into a movement where all different sections of society are being brought together. And that is really what the purpose was. I'm also thankful to social welfare for a very small reason, which I want to share. I've been very, very particular about this for many years, but nobody follows it like it happens in government departments normally. So I told them that, it's very embarrassing for me to be felicitated in my own house. So please don't felicitate me in my programs, because it's like having a program, calling the guest, and then after that felicitating yourself in your own house, because this is a government program. So the least we can do and we should do is felicitate somebody who's come here for the program. And therefore we've been starting this program or this system of ensuring that whoever the chief guest may be, which again is very sad, the chief guest should be one of you actually, because again, we are hosting this program. But again, we cannot change everything in one go. So we'll start with the basic thing of ensuring, and I've requested all departments, I've requested all ministers. In fact, an order is going to come out very soon. We'll be requesting all the departments, or rather ordering all departments, that please ensure that in the future, the ministers concerned, the officials concerned, should felicitate the guests who come to the program. So it was very nice. We felicitated 3 very, very senior people in our society. And this is something that I really feel good about. It's a small achievement for me in one way, because as I said, I've been trying to do this for the last 3 years, but it doesn't work. But today it has worked. Having said that, I think all the speakers who spoke before me have, I think, clearly stated, why we are trying to do what we are trying to do in this Dream Mission. And as mentioned by our additional Chief Secretary, there are challenges when it came to drugs and the overall issue of addiction is basically the aspect of coordination, as correctly mentioned by our advisor. There is actually efforts being made at every level, whether it is at a family, whether it is small organizations, whether it's a community, locality, or whether it's the departments that we have. And these efforts were all working in silos. Everybody is doing their own part, struggling with what they are doing, achieving small, maybe, goals, but always finding themselves alone in one way. And therefore, the Dream Mission is nothing but bringing all of these stakeholders and individuals and organizers together. And that is why this program was created. And we also realized that while we bring everybody together, it is also important to not just bring and just talk, but also act. And come up with real steps, come up with real support, which government should do. And that's why it took some time. I must admit that. It's not that we could do everything in one go, because we were also learning as we went along. And everybody was getting used to this whole concept of meeting together, working together. But today, we all are at least here. And as I said, we are slowly and steadily seeing that government is supporting different individuals, supporting different organizations with concrete steps, with funds. And we are all working towards the same mission and the same goal. And therefore, this mission, as correctly mentioned by Mr. Sampath, This is a model that I'm sure many other states are going to look at and study carefully. We are very happy that Meghalaya has, though a very small state and a state which has struggled with a lot of issues with governance in the past, today slowly and steadily is coming out with multiple models of implementation at different levels. Whether you talk of the Dream Mission, whether you talk of the early childhood development programs, whether you talk of the adolescence program through Empower, whether it's the implementation of externally aided projects, whether it's the implementation of different schemes at the national level from Finance Ministry or other departments, there is a certain level of capacity that has improved, a certain vision that we have been able to create, and certain momentum that we have created by bringing all different stakeholders together to work towards that particular mission. And hence, I'm happy that DREAM has also worked in that line. And I'm sure all of you are experts in this field, much more than me, because you actually work at the grassroots. You are dealing with the real problem. We are here trying to understand it and trying to support all of you. And that's why we felt very strongly that this is a very important program and meeting, because we are here to tell all of you just two things. Number one, we're here to thank you for what you're doing. And number two, we are here to support you in whatever way possible. And also we want to listen from you to tell us that maybe something is going wrong or something is going right and what you could suggest to us. And therefore, right after I speak and after we go ahead with this pledge, and that's why I will not speak much, I want to listen to at least three of you. So I'll give three people a chance. I would love to give more. It's like a mini CM Connect, which I always do. I think this is maybe the most appropriate platform to actually listen. So I would like to just give three people a chance. Maybe if our director could just work out quickly who are the three people you would like to choose, or maybe you can just put up your hands and I will just randomly pick. Not now. We just wait. Let me finish my speech. So once I'm done with my speech, then I'll just ask some of you to just raise your hands, and then we'll, if you have suggestions, if you have complaints, if you have questions, then you can always give it. Maybe this would be a perfect platform to do that. So I would like to listen to what you have to say. So therefore, as I said, I will not speak much. I congratulate Bakarshan for the wonderful work that he has been doing. I've reviewed the Dream Mission a number of times, and I've seen the kind of work that he has been doing. It's not just him, obviously, the entire team of Dream Mission. It's not easy because you're starting from scratch. There's no, menu or a SOP that's set for you. You have to create your own SOPs. And that sometimes is the most exciting part and sometimes most difficult part. So therefore, it's a process, it's a movement. It will take time, and we will move along, and we will learn, and we will adapt. But we will not give up. That's the important part. So that's what is important, and I'm happy, as I said, and I hope that we will continue to work in this line. And the technical aspects, I don't want to get into, because we always discuss the technical aspects in our internal meetings, because there are a lot of challenges that are there. So we are working towards that. But as I said, I'm sure through the different sessions that we have, we'll be able to come out with that. But I just want to suggest to our Dream Mission, our director, which of course I will do more in the internal meetings that we have, that at the end of the day, we have to figure out how we can involve the common people in this movement. Until that doesn't happen, it's not going to have the kind of desired impact we want. Because if you're just with the stakeholders, then it's not a movement. It's not a revolution or a movement that we're talking about. So we have to figure out how we can connect. How we can connect the people, a common person who may not be in any way related to drug or drug menace or whatever the programs that are happening, but be able to then say that, look, can I be a part of this? Can I become, this is something that does concern me in one way or the other. And therefore, it could be through simple things like theme songs, It could be, different awareness programs at the grassroots level where you involve common people. So I've always seen that, I learned from football and from politics also. When there is a theme song of a political party or there's a theme song of a football team, it really, that creates the buzz more, and common people tend to connect to that. So that's something I feel we should do apart from all the technical work that we're doing. And I was very impressed, as I said, to hear about this Center of Evolution that was there. I remember Dr. Sampath had suggested that we should send a team. They went to South America. They went to Colombia, if I can remember. How many people went? 6. So we had funded a program where we had sent about 6 members from our government team to Colombia to study what happened there and to adapt the models and bring them. And that's the result of what we're seeing today. And that's the Center of Evolution that has come up. And, I want to say something very, very, and be very candid today about this whole subject. And I think the Center of Evolution is not just for people who are into substance abuse, if you ask me. Because it's really actually a way of life. If you look at addiction, all of us are addicted to something or the other. Let's be very fair and blunt about that. And, we tend to look at an alcoholic, or we tend to look at a drug addict and make up our judgments and mindset to place that person in a particular level because the person is addicted to alcohol or to drugs. But addiction hits everybody. I'm sure that 99% of us out here who are just sitting in this room, 99% of us are addicted to our mobile phones. And I'm telling you, it's really something that's worrying. And I'll tell you, I don't keep my mobile phones with me when I'm in programs or in meetings because I can't work. And it's difficult. Because whether it's the messages that are coming in, which may be important, which of course sometimes are very important, because of the addiction that you have, for no reason you'll open up Insta, for no reason you'll open up the website or Safari or Chrome or whatever you're using, and for no reason you will check the same news page which you have just checked 10 minutes back, because that's what addiction is all about. And you just end up going back and back, and you realize that you have seen ndtv.com 100 times the same day, or you're going through Insta and you don't even know what you're looking for. And most probably you've already affected something in your life, in your family, because your daughter or your son was trying to talk to you, whereas to give that time to your son and daughter to talk to them when they're talking something important, you actually have your mobile phone and you're going through Insta and you're going, and you're doing that. So, I mean, I think addiction is an issue that relates to everyone, is what I'm trying to say. And that addiction could be, as I said, a mobile phone, could be shopping, could be, just wasting your time doing things. I think at the end of the day, what Center of Evolution, which again is trying to do, is trying to simplify things for life. And I think if you look at the 12 steps, I was going through it. And, I was able to connect, I'll tell you very frankly, to it. And I could actually see, and I was like, because again, I'm also like trying to get away from this mobile addiction, because I realized that, if I have the mobile phone in the cabinet meeting, apart from the fact that I get calls during cabinet meeting, I had a very funny incident. I don't know if you know this, but I'll share this today with you. So I was in a cabinet meeting, and there was a phone call that came in. And it was one of my old workers from one of the old constituencies earlier, my first constituency. And he kept calling me. And I didn't pick up, of course, because I was in a cabinet meeting and I forgot to switch off the phone. And he kept calling and kept calling and kept calling. until the 20th call that came. So I said, let me just pick up the phone and tell him that, boss, I'm in a cabinet meeting. So I picked up the phone and I told him I'm in a cabinet meeting. And the guy said, oh, fine, please continue with the cabinet meeting, but can you just top up my phone? So I'm in the cabinet meeting and one of my workers calls me up to top up his phone. And I'm making an important decision in the cabinet. I can't remember what the decision was, but we remember a moment I'm like, is this real? You know? And that's how things are. And that moment I realized that maybe I should not carry the phone in the cabinet meeting. So I'm just trying to tell you that don't take that presentation lightly. And don't ever think that it's only the other person across the room or across the table who has got that addiction or needs that help. Trust me, there is, as our advisor has said, and rightly he's an advisor to the government, there is a room for improvement for everyone. Every individual has got an addiction. Everybody needs help at certain point in time. You may not realize it. You may think that only drugs and alcohol is addiction. No, there are many addictions in life that are affecting our families, affecting our individual life, affecting our capacity and capability of doing things which we could do better without those small things. And we think it's normal, but it's not. So therefore, I'm really happy that Dr. Arwan and his team have started this, and trust me, this is something that's going to be really positive. And if all of us start connecting to this, it's not about going to that center, it's about making that process that was shown part of our lives. I think is going to have a huge impact. So therefore, let this particular mission that we have of DREAM not just be limited to looking at elimination of drugs, but looking at how we can have a healthier society from all aspects. Let this be a movement that touches every single aspect. And let us not anyone look at it and say that I'm not part of this. Why should I be? I have nothing to do with this. It's not. We all are part of the system. And we all need to do our role to make things better. And as I said, at the end of the day, you can make things better for others. But as I think Dr. Arwan was mentioning, you can make things better for yourself. You have to love yourself to know that you can make improvements. I don't want to share all the things that I've gone through, or rather what I go through in small steps that I take, because I think you'll get bored. But I connected to that presentation immediately when I saw it, because I could see myself, being part of that. And I'll just share one thing. And sometimes actually when you look at certain thing, you look at it and you think that that's the solution to the problem that you're facing or you're having. And a lot of people will connect to that. But actually, that's not the solution. You think it's a solution. You think it helps you. You think the mobile will help you get away from the problem. You'll think that, alcohol will help you get away from the problem. You'll think that, something else you do will distract you from the problem. It's not. It's not going to help you distract, or maybe it will for a moment, but it will not help you solve it. So therefore, I think at the end of the day, one needs to look in, realize what that is that you want, and what are the issues that will help you resolve it. And these small realizations, I'll tell you, are game changers in life. I have gone through that multiple times in my life, and that's why I'm mentioning this to you. Not in a very, very big, game-changing way, but small ways which help me in my everyday life. And therefore, I really encourage and congratulate the team for the Center of Evolution. And I feel, as I said, that this should be something that we should continue to promote, not just from a drugs, alcohol rehabilitation point of view, but in small aspects of life for every single citizen in our state. I wish the DREAM project, again, the very best. I congratulate the teams and the different organizations who are working. We are planning to set up more rehabilitation centers. It's complicated. It's not so simple because it requires requires different aspects. I mean, setting up a center is very easy. You put up a building, you put up different equipments, but it's creating the system to make the rehabilitation center work in terms of the manpower, the human beings, and the SOPs are required is really the challenge. So it's very complicated, and it's very simple for people to say, why isn't government or organizations setting up rehab centers? It requires a lot of effort and commitment from everyone. So we are in the process, but the only thing that I'm happy about is that I'm seeing that process move forward. I'm seeing the kind of interest that is required for this to happen and the commitment that is required. And therefore, I'm very happy that we're moving the right direction. There will never be a right answer. There will never be a perfect solution. But that shouldn't stop us from trying. We should continue to try. We should continue to give 100% that we have from our side, keeping in mind that every effort you make is helping somebody in a small manner. And I think if that kind of a passion comes inside your heart, I'll tell you, you will never give up. And that is what is important in life, and that's what's important in this mission that we're trying to do. So I wish you all the very best, and may I request all of us, if we can just stand up for a few moments where we will just go through this pledge. I will, of course, say a few, I'll lead, I'll say a few words, one or two words, and then you can just repeat after me. Today we are united to take a pledge under the Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan to make not only our community, family, friends, but ourselves drug-free, because change starts from within. So pledge together to make Meghalaya drug-free. Again, I'm doing it in a different way, but the point is that I want everybody to say it. That's the reason. So now the second part of the pledge. I pledge that I will take all efforts in my capability to make Meghalaya drug-free. Jai Hind. Thank you so much. Again, the reason I diverted from the script that was given to me is because we are a team. So there is no CM's pledge and there is no general everyone's pledge. We are all together. So therefore we have to take the pledge together and work together. So with that, I would start the mini CM Connect program. And please be nice, don't scold and don't shout at me. But you can say what you want to say in a very nice way also. But please introduce yourself, and just, you can ask or suggest us something. Thank you.
My name is Boarding. I am from Life Care Foundation, Maukrowat. Thank you, sir, for the time given to us. I just want to tell you that we are a 15 seat capacity, but since the beginning of the rehabilitation and counseling center, the center has not been full. And we've been talking to the community, to people around, but those who are addicted are not willing to come to the center. Now, we've been working, we've been telling people around that we have a center close by, but many are not coming to the center. Through Max mapping, it was found that about 100 people in Maukrowat and its adjoining villages are addicted to drugs. That finding was about 1 year ago. So by now, the number must have increased. But 15 seats are not full. And when we learn from those who've come and who've been released from the center, those who have been rehabilitated in other centers, they think that it's the best and it's one of the best. I should not praise our own center, but then they think that it is not most of the things that are being given and that are being done here are not done in the other centers. But my point is how to make the addicts come to the center. Thank you, sir.
That is a question I should be asking you. Okay, can I open the CM Connect to the public at large? I think it'll be nice to discuss it. I really don't know I don't have an answer to that. That's the problem. But it's a great question that was asked. So maybe if somebody from the team, from the government team, or somebody who is running other addiction rehabilitation and de-addiction centers, maybe you can reply. Anybody? Maybe Dream, I think Bakar Singh is the right person. Correct. Please. And before we go into that, can somebody from the Taj guys, can you just increase the temperature a bit? It's really quite cold. Just, I don't know how much temperature it is. It's 18 degrees or 20. Just put it up a degree or two more. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bakar Singh, can come on stage.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Boarding. That is a question I've asked myself. We've had a lot of discussions with others. But we feel that the most important thing is, I'll give one example, sir. A lot of people are saying the civil hospital, there's so many users there, it is an eyesore. Why doesn't the government, I have this feeling that people say, why don't the government just rope all of these users who are eyesores in outside civil hospital or Muda or whatever, and just take them to some rehabilitation center so that it looks nice. It will never work. You can't forcibly take anyone to a rehab and expect things to work. They need to be counseled. So we're working on something which Dream Care, sir, if come forward, we'll work on that, where we are roping in almost 100+ counselors to support communities when such users are found, so that the counselors can talk to the users and encourage them to come to rehab centers.
Yeah, I think that's the correct answer. I think what we need to do then in that case is that we need to support you for the counseling part. So if you need help for counseling or support in terms of finances to get counselors, then we should do that. I think what Bakar Singh, our director, has mentioned is correct. So yeah, I think that in fact a lot of other rehab centers will also be facing a similar problem. So I think that would be one of the solutions that we could move forward. We have a session afterwards that you'll be discussing. Okay, good. So we'll be having more time, and whatever the minutes and the suggestions that come from the discussions will also come to me. So I will go through the other suggestions also. But as I said, we have paucity of time, so we'll quickly go to the second question.
Okay. Good afternoon, sir. I'm Mr. H.S. Shooting from Good Samaritan Counseling Center, Clear Your Door, hotspot area. Okay. So yesterday we have got a discussion among ourselves, Rangba Shillong, Sanganthai, church leader, teacher. So a lot of question and lot of suggestion you will get. Now we are preparing, sir, for yesterday meeting. Then I would like to thank that actually our center has been open on September 25, not yet 1 year. So people who came to us, which is no more place, who came to us now as Sir Sampak Kumar say 180 in our center. And we have sent to the rehab center 35 of them. Then the problem is that the rehab center, whenever we request, they say no more room, no more place. That is our difficult.
Mokorwat, we can send them. I mean, one is saying we don't have enough, one is saying we have too much.
So I think this center which we have sent, I think they will witness that.
So maybe you can reply to the Mokorwat issue. Why? How did you? On a serious note, I mean, how did you do it? How come you're having? Did you go for counseling, or did you have the locality leaders connect with you? Did you have the church leaders who worked at the grassroots level? Did you have programs where you ensure that confidentiality was maintained? What did you do that led to so many of the people having the confidence to come and be part of your rehabilitation program? Maybe that would help Mokorwat, center to learn.
You see, sir, we have only 2 of our volunteers. They go and meet in a civil hospital, go to Yaudo, go to... In that way, people, they come. And among themselves, when the drugs addict, they came, you go to Yodo, the rehab center, they will get tea, they will get food. So when they come...
It's important. These are small things, but making a difference, yeah.
When they come, we are hungry. We have the whole night we didn't have. So we give them food, we give them tea, and I used to send to the social welfare director those pictures confidentially.
Yeah.
Then, okay, and that is our problem, sir. Then if you can increase those
rehabilitation center,
because
can it down.
They say for this BPL only few seats. BPL only few seats, then others they have got. And then what happened, one perhaps, they say if they can pay, then there is place, there is room. If they cannot pay that, I say...
How does this work right now? So suppose a person is coming in, they have to pay for the rehabilitation expenditure. Do we support through DREAM? But this is run by the NGO, the private. So how do we, I think we can work out some mechanism and just see how to, because obviously we can't give everything, because then it becomes difficult for us to sustain in the long run. But we'll definitely take your suggestion. Number one, you want increase in the beds. And number one, you need some support for BPL. Families who are not able to pay.
Yes.
But obviously they also deserve the support. So let's just take this through suggestions. So now, I'm not saying we'll solve it, but we're just noting it down because I don't have an answer right now.
Okay.
Let me just discuss with the team.
So another thing, sir, the main problem after release from the rehab center.
Okay.
They came to us what to do. They want to stay, but from rehab center, they didn't allow anymore to stay after 6 months. That is